Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And welcome to an episode of our short videos we do mainly for this blessed month, in which we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our prayer, our fasting, our qiyam al-layl, and all righteous deeds, and we ask Him to make all of them sincerely for Him. Today's question is Zakah in general. Is it more rewardable in Ramadan? If someone is paying Zakah in Ramadan, does he or she get more reward or not? Actually, Ramadan is like the rest of the months of the year. Zakah is payable when one lunar year is finished. Let us say, for example, today is the 16th of Ramadan. You have an amount of money. Next year, 16th of Ramadan, 2018, the money must be paid. If you have the money in Shawwal, Rabi' al-Awwal, Jamad al-Ula, Jamad al-Thaniya, then again, once a year is over, once a year is finished, you have to pay this amount of money, which is called nisab. And nisab, by the way, it's the amount of money for which the zakah is payable. It is in fiqh or jurisprudence, it is 85 grams of gold. And this year they said that the equivalent amount of money for this 85 grams of gold is $3,600 US. The amount again, $3,600 US. If you have this amount of money for 1 year, then zakah should be paid. Zakah is just 2.5. If you take 2.5 out of this amount of money, it's about 95, let us say it's about $100 US should be paid annually as zakah for this money. Zakah, as I said before, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentioned 8 categories. In this chapter of Tawbah, number 9, Allah He says, إِنَّمَا الصَّدَقَاتُ لِلْفُقَرَاءِ وَالْمَسَاكِينِ وَالْعَامِلِينَ عَلَيْهَا وَالْمُؤَلَّفَةِ قُلُوبُهُمْ, until the end of the verse. There are 8 categories. You cannot jump the first 7 categories and then you can go to the last one. Usually the order Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala places is the best, of course. So you start with the poor, and if you find no poor, then it goes to the needy, and then it goes to other categories, until at the end it goes to fi sabilillah. Some scholars say that you can give it for building a mosque, for example, or anything like that. But again, the priority for paying zakah should be given to the poor, number 1. Because if we stopped giving the right due for the poor, who's going to help the poor? Islam is a religion of solidarity, is a religion of cooperation, and zakah must be paid immediately. Once a year is over, you have to pay it. Unfortunately, some people, they postpone and they delay it, and they said, oh, I'm not going to pay it this year, I'll pay it next year. No, the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala must be done as soon as you can, because this is the right of Allah. Allah Azza wa Jal, He says in 2 different surahs, وَفِي أَمْوَالِهِمْ حَقًّا, in the money they have, there is a right, they have to pay. And the money, it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala money, it's not our money. Allah says in 2 different verses, وَآتُوهُم مِّن مَّالِ اللَّهِ وَأَنفِقُوا مِمَّا جَعَلَكُم مُّسْتَخْلَفِينَ فِيهِ. You are just merely like a trustee, or the money of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah gave you, let's say you enjoy 97.5, and then only 2.5% for the poor. You have 1,000 and you give out only 25, it's nothing. If you get 25 out of 1,000, it's nothing of course, but again, this is the right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is the right for our brothers and sisters who are in need. You can't pay zakah here in America. Zakah could be transferred again to another country which is in more need. If you heard there's a country that is calamity, there is like, for example, famine, whatever, the money of course could be transferred to another place, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan wa barakallahu feekum, and see you again, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.